Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, I do videos on creepy and disturbing things, and today we are doing the next part of our TikTok saga as I get tagged in the best, most viral, most creepy TikToks, and I collect the best ones for you. We react to them together and debunk them if we can. Kicking off today's video with JJPD Productions. This one we're not really going to talk about too much, but it's just to kick off the video and get your skin crawling. Okay, so obviously that's CGI. It's not a real video of some creature coming out of a building, an insane asylum, maybe is what it's supposed to be. It's obviously CGI, but like I said, it was just a very, very creepy video somebody tagged me in, and I thought it would be a great kickoff to this video. Before we get into the real stuff, I do have a sponsor for today's video, so we're gonna roll to that. I'll be right back with you. Today's video is sponsored by Beam Dream Powder. So just like in the making of today's video, sometimes my job requires me to watch some very creepy, very scary videos, especially from TikTok. Sometimes, even for me, these TikToks, the images will like stick with me when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. This is why I have been incorporating Beam's Dream Powder into my get ready for bed routine every single night. That way I know that I'm going to not have any issues falling asleep and I'm going to get rejuvenating, good quality rest. I went with the version that has CBD in it, but they do have flavors without CBD. Both versions have ingredients like reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, and a small amount of melatonin. I've been drinking the chocolate peanut butter dream powder every night before bed, and it tastes like hot chocolate, which is fantastic, first of all, but also it only has 15 calories. It's also gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, and keto-friendly, plus non-GMO. Not only am I falling asleep quicker now, but staying asleep longer and waking up well-rested and refreshed. There's also no grogginess the next morning. Start getting proper sleep by trying Beam's Dream Powder today. Subscribe and save 20%, plus get an additional 15% off on top of that and a free frother with my code TheHorrible when you click my link or just go ahead and scan the QR code right on the screen. That's up to 35% off the original price. You can also pause, skip, or cancel anytime, so there's no risk. Okay, so the next one is from a page called Haunted TikToks. None of their videos are original. There's a lot of these, as you guys know, but they just find creepy videos and repost them without any sort of commentary on their TikTok accounts. This first one we're going to talk about is actually a little compilation of different creators in one video. RIP to anyone out there watching this either alone at night or both, because this one is just so scary. What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. What I told you. Come here.
The reason I had to move out of my flat. I was home alone.
Gabe, it's your mom. You should come out. You've been there for so long.
Gabe. Gabe, it's your mother. You should come out.
Then what's your name then?
Okay, I hate that whole compilation so much. Now, there's a couple in there of like doppelganger type things, which is supposedly a supernatural phenomenon that people have claimed to have experienced, where a doppelganger of either themselves or someone they know is trying to trick them, essentially. And it's obviously not that real person, but some sort of entity, demon or shapeshifter, maybe some sort of cryptid that is able to trick you. Do I think these are real? No. I know for a fact, because I've been tagged in this one quite a few times before, that the last one where the mom, who's not really her mom, is calling out Gabe's name and Gabe is like, that's not my mom. I know that is from an actual known ARG. The original video has over 20 million views and is from an ARG that was originally called Stuck in My Room. And it is about a presumed teenager who cannot leave their room. Like every time they try, either through the window or the door, everything glitches. So I know for a fact that one is set up, but it is so well done regardless. I don't know if this person had their actual mom or a friend or something, but I think the mom did a really great job at just sounding very, very creepy and convincing. The one where somebody said they heard their own voice in the other room, I don't have any proof that that one's set up, but I highly doubt that it's true. I'm sure they just recorded their own voice and then edited it into their video. So again, just like a little compilation of some super creepy things that have supposedly happened to people. Another good kickoff video. Next is a video from a user named Carmen Gordillo 910. We have to do a strange weather sky phenomenon in every video. As you guys know, I got tagged in this one quite a bit though, and I love it. I think this one's really cool. So let's watch together.
But I like it. Look up.
The show.
Look.
The water show.
Up.
Oh, no way. What is that?
That's scary,
That
that's
is
scary,
so
that's scary.
scary. No, what is that?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. No.
Okay, so before we get into this one, I do want to make a quick note because people are going to be confused if I don't. If you go and see any of these videos, or especially this original viral one, everybody in the comments is talking about something called the Shibuya incident, which is so confusing if you don't know what it is, but it has nothing to do with any real historical event. The Shibuya incident is referring to a manga/anime. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen, pardon my pronunciation, and there is a story arc in that manga that resembles something like kind of similar to this. I don't want to talk about it too much, because I don't watch anime and read manga, so I would butcher the explanation, as well as the fact that I obviously don't want to spoil it for anybody who does. But just so you know that that's what people are referring to in like every single comment. Anyway, this one does really freak me out, not gonna lie. Regardless of the plausible and reasonable explanation, if I saw this in real life, I would be freaked out. It does look like something out of Harry Potter, like something Voldemort released into the sky. So people are saying it's a lot of things. Aliens, glitch in the matrix, like portal to another dimension, the huge, which I understand. This looks like the sky is about to suck us all into that hole. But a quick TikTok/Google search will show you lots of instances of this very same phenomenon happening all over the world in different ways. They all look slightly different, but they're clearly the same type of thing. This is actually not a weather phenomenon, but rather most typically a result of a fireworks show, like large fireworks. It's simply a smoke ring as a result of the fireworks show, and I will show you a video somebody else tagged me in that really well illustrates this, and that is most typically what causes this. In fact, someone on Reddit claimed to work at California Adventures, where there's frequent fireworks shows, and this employee always got a kick out of watching people freak out over it because it was a very common occurrence during the shows and people would get very confused. So there you you have it. That one does have a reasonable explanation. All right, this next one is from the Bonehead, which is another repost.
Pip? Come here, guy. Buddy?
Very short, very sweet, but also very reasonable explanation. I got tagged in this one so much. So you can actually find the original poster. So like I said, Bonehead reposted this, but it's actually from an account called Jenna Conkis. And if you just scroll through her account a little bit, you'll find that not only does she have more than one cat, but her other cat is a black cat. This was simply her black cat behind the other cat who came in front of it. Not some sort of creature, not paranormal, not a glitch. It was simply her black cat who you could only see the eyes of. If you saw it on the Bonehead's account where it was out of context and you didn't know who the original poster was or that she had a black cat, yeah, that would be weird looking. Okay. Let's talk about MenuGate. So many of you are probably familiar with MenuGate, right? I've been familiar with it for a while, but haven't talked about it yet. And I finally feel like I should tell you guys my personal opinions on it. It's an extremely viral TikTok story. People have been going nuts with conspiracy theories about it. I'll show you the kickoff video, the first video that started all this, and then I will give you a brief summary of what's going on.
I've been thinking something sketchy's been going on in my apartment complex for some while now because they say the building's full, but I never see anyone here. And now let's talk about Chinese menus. I watched the guy put these up. He did it on Friday. It's now Sunday. Are you really telling me people live here, but no one on my floor has come in or out of their building in 3 days? Like, what is going on here? Like seriously, I'm being lied to. There's something's going on here.
Okay, so the creator of this original video's name is Cody. He is a lawyer from Atlanta, and this story has been going on quite a while. This original video was actually posted on October 31st, 2021. So it's been a couple years now. To sum up a lot of the other videos or the important ones, after this Chinese menus video, he goes to the parking garage of his apartment complex, and there's very few cars in there, but even the cars that are in there are covered in dust and cobwebs, like they haven't been touched for months. He hardly ever sees anyone there, at least that's what he says, and the people that he does see, they're never the same person like you'd see your neighbors. Someone did finally move in, I believe on his floor, but their furniture sat outside of their unit in plastic for 3 full days before anybody moved it. And then the fire alarm has gone off on a couple occasions, and Cody goes outside and nobody else is out there. I mean, there are like a couple people, there's a handful. He says 3 or 4 other people, but otherwise no. And when a fire alarm goes off in a full apartment complex or full apartment building, obviously there's, usually at least 100 people outside waiting for the fire department. He also says that it's pretty reasonable rent in a popular area of Atlanta. So it just makes no sense for that building to be randomly empty. But when you go to the website for the apartment complex, he says that there's only a couple units available, and it seems like most of the buildings that they have are full. There's often lights on in the windows and everything like that, but again, it doesn't seem like anybody lives there. So the big mystery of this whole thing is, why on earth would a building seem full, or why would somebody be trying to make a building look full if it wasn't? Now, I do want to give a shout out to the internet investigator. We know her here. She is great. We've done collabs in the past, and she actually made an entire full video on this. So I highly recommend going to watch that if you want more details about the full story. I'll try to remember to link it down below in the description as well. And her video helped me out with some of these theories. Just FYI, credit to her. Like I said, please go watch her video. But basically, if Cody is telling the truth and this apartment building is in fact empty, then people usually fall within 2 camps. One, the landlords want to make it seem like the building is full so they can hike up the rent for people moving in. Or the other option is that the landlords are laundering money by owning the building. So basically, they're making a shitload of money doing illegal things, most likely drugs or sex trafficking, something along those lines. And then they're funneling the money through the building, but claiming it's rent money from their tenants so that they can keep that money without the government knowing they're getting it from illegal means. However, there is a third possibility, and this is the camp that I typically fall into for this, is that it is a made-up story, or at least very exaggerated. In my opinion, this is not an ARG because an ARG requires participation from the audience. It requires puzzles and clues that the audience has to help solve in order to move the story along. If the creator of an ARG puts out a puzzle and nobody in the audience solves it, they obviously can't move forward with the story. It would break immersion and it would break the rules. So this is not an ARG. If this is not real, then this is a story that Cody is making up, or perhaps it's partially true, like it is a very scarce people in the building and he's precariously filming parts of the building, or perhaps he filmed those menus right when they were put in, so nobody had a chance to take them in yet, but he just said that it was Sunday and that they were put in days ago, and he could easily just say that and then film it another way. Perhaps the parking garage, that is one that he found in the area that is very rarely used, and he found some abandoned cars in a parking garage and then said that it was part of his apartment building. I'm just saying there are several ways that he could have set this up. If the fire alarm went off, he could have carefully filmed it to make it seem like nobody was out there with him. The reason that I more fall into this camp is because A, I know the things and the lengths that people will go to go viral. And B, like I touched on, Cody's a lawyer. You have to be somewhat smart to become an attorney. I think most of us can agree on that. And most likely clever. Like you can think outside the box and you're, pretty creative. So I think personally that would allow someone like Cody to pull this off pretty convincingly. But more so, he puts lawyer content in his TikToks, like throughout all of his other, menu gate content. He has like ask a lawyer content where people can come ask him questions. He has links in his bio to his website and says like, oh, hire me as your lawyer here. Like obviously trying to drum up business through social media, like many of us do. I'm not knocking him for that. And I just think that a lot of businesses know, we've seen this before, businesses know that if they could do something really strange and go viral, it's going to get a lot of people on their page and a lot of followers because people want to know what happens next and they want to get updates about the story. And so he got a large, massive following by doing this whole menu gate thing and therefore drumming up a lot of business for himself. And honestly, pretty smart, not gonna lie. I also just can't help but find it super suspicious that he happened to post the very first video on Halloween 2021. Like, can't help but notice. Okay, this next one is a super fun one. Again, we're doing more Halloween creepy themed ones rather than focusing on debunking today because I wanted this video to just be more fun and more disturbing for you guys just for the holiday spirit. So this is an account called Anton Rockus. And Anton, I'm so sorry. I'm probably saying your last name wrong. This is a 3-part video. And oh my God, the first one has 300 million views. 300 million. I don't know if I've ever been tagged in a video with that many views. I mean, like most of these videos have multiple millions of views, but not 300 million. So bananas. Okay, so let's watch part 1 together.
I'm sorry to bother you, but there is a creepy guy who's been following me for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Can I stay at your place until he's gone?
Yeah, come in.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I just hope he didn't see me coming here.
Don't move. Hide yourself.
Why would you open the door?
Yeah. Hello. What is it? I was out for a walk with my wife and we had a little argument and I lost the sight of her. Yeah, huh? Have you seen a young woman by any chance? No, I'm sorry.
25 years.
No,
Blue eyes.
no, sorry, bye.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Bye. Hey. It's okay, he's gone.
Can you check if he's gone?
Yeah, it's fine, it's gone.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so we are going to watch part 2 and 3, but WTF? Okay. First of all, the girl, I mean, this is obviously set up. Like, she is obviously an actress, and I think the actors in this actually do a pretty good job. But I mean, most of it just doesn't add up to being real, because why on earth would you open the door after a woman was hiding in your house saying a creepy guy was following you? Nobody would open the door. You'd be calling the police, right? So that's just obviously set up. But also, Anton, if you go to his profiles, he has various TikTok profiles. They all say, or it's very clear that he makes little horror films. So I believe this is just one of those horror films in light of the season. So let's watch part 2.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Bye. It's okay, he's gone.
Can you check if he's gone?
Yeah, it's fine, it's gone.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's gonna come inside.
Hey, he can't come inside, okay? Everything is locked.
He will never leave me alone. I told you he's crazy. He must know I'm here.
I'm gonna call the cops, okay? Don't move. Don't move. Where is he? Hey! I'm sure we can find a solution, okay?
Notice before we go into part 3, he says that all the doors are locked, but he gets in anyway. Like, he turns his back, he says, all the doors are locked, don't worry. He goes to find the door again, and the guy gets in anyway. So keep that in mind for part 3.
Hey! I'm sure we can find a solution, okay? Please. Hey, please.
Well done, honey.
Pet his hair.
What?
You have everything you need?
Yes. Yes. I do.
Okay, so I hate that a lot. So like I said, he turns his back and the guy manages to get in even though all the doors are locked. So knowing what we know now, I'm pretty sure she, like, once he turned his back, she went and unlocked the window or that door thing and let him in. So what do you guys think that they are planning on doing with that doll? It looks like a voodoo doll, right? And them collecting his hair and putting it in the voodoo doll. I don't think they killed the guy, and I don't think that they intended to kill him, because why would you make a voodoo doll of someone if you were just going to kill them? Like, usually the point of having a voodoo doll with somebody's hair means that you're going to go on and torment them later. So they have no interest in killing him. That's what I think is going to happen, that for some reason they targeted this poor guy and they're going to go do some black magic with this voodoo doll. Tell me what you guys think about this little horror flick down below. I'd be very curious to know your thoughts and your theories on it. And please go check out Anton on TikTok as well, because he has other videos that are also creepy and very good. Okay, Scary Room reposted this video. This is actually relating to our last TikTok video. So let's watch it together first, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so we talked about ball lightning in the last TikTok video. Make sure to go check that one out and get caught up if you are confused right now. But as we discussed in the last video, ball lightning is a real thing. It's a real phenomenon, I'll bet extremely rare, and it does more or less look like this, a little ball of lightning that is just like, looks like it's wandering around outside. So I think whoever made this video did so because they thought they probably could get away with it and fool some people, as ball lightning is a real thing. However, I don't think this video is. This video is most likely just tricks, editing, and CGI. We believe this because the ball of lightning in this particular video is just very organized, seems intentional and meticulous. It lasts a very, very long time, which even outside seems kind of weird for ball lightning. And then it seems to be going throughout the house with intention, like it's looking around or something. I'm definitely no weather expert, let alone ball lightning expert, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't take a full tour of the house before destroying your TV. And then the fact that it just kind of like aimed and attacked the television just also seems very set up, especially right after a perfectly timed scream from the television. It's also just rare to get ball lightning on camera. While it does happen in general, it's even harder to get it on camera, obviously, because it's rare as it is. However, it could enter your home, but again, it's just like ball lightning in general is unlikely. Then it entering your home on top of that is even more unlikely. It did happen. I did look at one story where it did make the news, where somebody did have ball lightning actually come in their home and destroy some stuff. However, they obviously did not get it on camera. It happened too quickly. All right, moving on. This one's actually not from TikTok, but from Instagram, and I got this in an email. I'm not going to say who emailed me because they didn't say that they wanted a shout out or anything, and just in case. But this is another video that goes viral. Like, it's pretty old, but it goes viral every now and then. Like, it definitely like comes up and then disappears for a while and then goes viral again. Just a warning, this one kind of has a jump scare. There is going to be a little girl minding her own business, and then a creepy hand is going to come out and grab her, and it's just a little sudden. Just FYI. These videos are supposed to be creepy, but I don't want to jump scare anybody without warning you. Okay, let's watch this clip and talk about it, because this is definitely very scary, but also very interesting. Okay, so we actually have quite a bit to talk about on this one. I love this. It's very scary. The little girl is very convincing. There are a lot of comments on the video on Instagram of people that actually believe this. Some people even go as far to say that there is a whole backstory about a little girl that went missing, and that this nanny cam footage of her is the last her parents ever saw of her, that they got this on camera and then the little girl was never seen again. But when anybody in those comments asks for a source or even the little girl's name so they can look it up themselves, they of course have no response to this. this. And then, of course, all the other comments are, I claim no negative energy from this video, because leaving a comment is going to somehow stop a demon from coming through a screen, multiple screens, and haunting you. I don't know. The hashtags even say things like Mexico, witch, like absolutely no indication from the description or the hashtags that this is fake. Somebody really trying to make people believe that this is really true. Okay, so I dug into the comments a little bit and noticed that some people were talking about how this is indeed fake and that this is an actor. And not only that, but they've seen a behind the scenes clip of them filming this scene. After a little more sleuthing, I found the video of this behind the scenes that they're talking about. So here is that clip.
We just pan down? Well, as far as the mannequin goes, does that... Well, no, not pan... but let's just reshift so that it's more on her. We've got more space down here. If we want to just pan down. I have to make sure I'm in the right position. Right there. Let's try as good as we can.
So this actor's name is Linda Lee Rose, or I believe she goes by Mars Rose now. The original was just a quick horror clip from a channel called Black Box TV. That's the original from YouTube. It's called like Nanny Cam Fail. They make a lot of other scary movies. So Mars even made a quick video herself as a teenager talking about her time doing this little scene. How, yeah, she's alive and well, and it was obviously fake, but this was also her first paid gig. She got $50 for it, which as a 4-year-old, of course, was probably very exciting, and that they actually filmed this, but then they sped up the footage to make it look even scarier and like the witch snatched her. I want to give most people credit. I'm sure most people are aware of the fact that this is just like a little Halloween horror clip and that it's not real. I think most people outside of delusional people and children probably know that it is not real. But still, I think the behind the scenes video is very interesting, and I love finding the like hard proof on stuff like that. This next one, I have been getting tagged in several types of these same types of videos of like people disappearing out of nowhere videos, like people just being there 1 second and the next second they disappear, leaving all their stuff behind, and everybody around them, it's like, oh my God, where'd they go? The one that I got tagged in that we're going to start this discussion with is a girl named Sarah. She gets pulled over by a cop taking body cam footage, and then she suddenly disappears. So let's watch the clip first, and then yet again, sit tight because we have quite a bit to talk about.
Do you believe? Where did Sarah go? Comment.
Hey, how's it going?
I was speeding, wasn't I?
Yeah, and you completely blew past that stop sign in front of me.
I did. I'm so sorry. I literally didn't even see it.
All right. No worries.
This is my first time being pulled over.
All right. Can I see your driver's license registration, please?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Here's my license, but this is my mom's car, so.
Where are you headed to where you're speeding and missing stop signs?
I was just headed to a friend's house. It's like literally right there. It's
okay.
A birthday party. So,
got it.
Not mine, but.
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No, of course not.
All right. Sit tight, Sarah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your registration is What the? Sarah? What the heck? Sarah? 3201 to dispatch. I have a...
Okay, this is gonna go in a direction that you probably did not expect, or probably do not expect from watching that video with me. So hang with me here for a second. Like I said, there's been other videos going around of these little like compilations of people disappearing. I'll show some on the screen right now. And let me tell you, this has sent me down a rabbit hole. I knew it was fake. Obviously, it's a cut in the editing and this was set up, but why? Looking at the comments is where I usually first go. Things got bizarre right away. I found somebody talking about how this was an ad for The Rapture, which of course made no sense and led me nowhere. I kept scrolling, and somebody else mentioned that it was an ad or a preview. And this time they were a little more specific and said that it was an ad for the Great Disappearance book. Again, confusing for there to be a video preview or a video of any sort promoting somebody's book, especially when they don't directly promote it in the video, right? Again, so much confusion. But when you go to YouTube and look up the Great Disappearance and like ad or preview, sure enough, a about 1.5 minute video comes up. This is promoting a book called The Great Disappearance, and the book is by an author named Dr. David Jeremiah. The preview for his book has all the clips that we were talking about, including Sarah's traffic stop and including other clips that I've been tagged in. And obviously that answers the question, okay, it's set up because they obviously made that as an example for the book to promote the book. But the book, The Great Disappearance by Dr. David Jeremiah, is a book about the rapture and a book about how you can prepare for the rapture and a simple how-to guide on what to do in preparation for God's big day of Armageddon, basically.
But billions will be left behind. It will be chaos on our globe, but incredible, glorious joy in the skies.
So the point of the preview, I'm not going to show you the whole preview. I'll show you some clips, but I am sure, I just have a feeling David Jeremiah is the type of person to copyright strike people. So got to be a little careful here. But clearly that this footage they're taking is an example of what they think the rapture is going to look like. That God or whoever has repented properly according to their specific religion is going to just all of a sudden scoop a bunch of people up and they're going to disappear out just in midair, and everybody else is going to be left behind in Armageddon and misery. Essentially, that's what I got from the preview anyway. So if you see any of these clips going around of people just like disappearing into midair, it's definitely filmed and edited and set up, but it's a promotion for the literal rapture. Now, I am not done. This sent me down another rabbit hole because, of course, I had to look up somebody named Dr. David Jeremiah. As you most likely guess, somebody promoting the rapture, that the rapture is coming and that we need to prepare for it, is an evangelical fundamentalist Christian. Now, before I say this, I have to say this to be very, very, very clear. I am not a religious person. However, I believe people should be able to practice religion as they see fit. If you're a Christian or if you're Jewish, if you're some other Muslim, whatever religion you are, I don't give a rat's patootie what you practice in your own personal life. That's none of my business, as Mickey Atkins would say. And I just want to be very clear that I'm not bashing or hating on all religion. However, I do have a very, very big issue with fundamentalism and evangelicalism. I think it's extreme. I think that specifically fundamentalism is very cult-like, and I think it's dangerous. I think a lot of bad things stem from fundamentalism. At the very least, best case scenario, tons of oppression, but a lot of the time cycles of abuse and other stuff like that. So I'm just saying I have a problem with this guy immediately for being an evangelical fundamentalist Christian. I think that's too extreme. I think it's dangerous. Okay, not bashing normal religion though. So, as if I already was side-eyeing this guy, I look into it further because I was like, there's no way he's a doctor. And sure enough, I was very right and very smug about figuring out that I was right. Why he calls himself a doctor, I don't know. He is certainly not an MD, which is a medical doctor of some kind, or any type of medical doctor, and he's not a PhD either. He has no sort of academic or anything based in education or science or anything like that. Any sort of advanced degree. He does have a master's degree, to be fair, but nothing that would make him a doctor. The reason he calls himself this is because a private Baptist University in Cedarville, Ohio, gave him a quote-unquote honorary Doctor of Divinity degree. That means, like I said, his degree is not based on academics, and it literally just is a made up thing basically to give him credit. I think that's very, very weird. There are such thing as honorary degrees, honorary like advanced doctorate degrees, but people that have those typically don't use the word doctor because it's like also just like pompous and makes you feel self-important when you're not a real doctor. And I think it's gross to call yourself a doctor when you're not, because it implies you're an expert in something. And then when people ask you, you're like, I'm an expert. I'm a doctor in the rapture. Is that what he's a doctor? Okay. Now it gets worse. Dr. David Jeremiah is not only a fundamentalist, he calls himself a doctor when he's not a doctor, but he's also a senior pastor at a megachurch. If you don't know, go watch James Janeel. I can't say his last name right. I'll put a picture of his channel right here. He blew up very quick. He made an entire video about megachurches and how they are scams and how the people at the top of megachurches make a shit ton of money, millions and millions of dollars, and then they justify it by saying that because they're doing God's work, God gave them all of those riches because of what they're doing and serving. Anyway, megachurches in general are very problematic, but megachurch leaders are essentially making a ridiculous amount of money off of their followers and then justifying it and saying that it's because they were chosen by God and stuff. I am sorry. That is no religion I would ever want to be a part of, even if I was religious. That's gross. So this guy wrote a book called The Great Disappearance to make sure everybody's prepared for the rapture. He seems like a very, very, very sketchy person. And as we know, many people have predicted the rapture throughout history, and every time they put an actual date on it and they were wrong, they would make up some reason as to why they were wrong, so they weren't actually wrong. Anybody who says that they know what is going to happen to the universe or the world is lying and trying to sell you something. The reason that this pisses me off so much is because I really, really hate how in these fundamentalist circles, if you're a murderer, but you repent properly in the way that they say you should, you still get to go to heaven and be with God in your afterlife. But if you are an atheist, but you're a really good person, never murdered, never hurt anybody, wouldn't hurt a fly your entire life, if you don't repent the way they think, then you're doomed to live in purgatory. It's just so backwards. And that's why I get mad, because I know people like him think that I'm going to hell, even though I would consider myself at least as good of a person as I can be. I try to be a good person, right? That's why I get so heated about this stuff. But I just want to spread the word and just know that this guy is full of doo-doo. Don't listen to him. Don't believe these stupid videos. Okay. Let's move on. I have also been getting tagged in this one, Magical Poltergeist. I have been getting tagged in so many of his videos all the time. This is allegedly a couple believing that they live in a haunted house and they are documenting their journey, so they set up cameras. Pretty cliche story. Here's the video that I get tagged in the most. I've talked about this a lot on the channel, and I'm really sorry. I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but just in case this is the first video you watched of me, I am always very suspicious of these, first of all, just very, very active, like over the top active ghosts, because most real paranormal investigators that research this kind of stuff literally for their living, like, agree that usually ghosts are not this over the top and active for no reason at all. Like, usually the activity is way more subtle. But also, always be suspicious of when the objects in the video are moving towards an area that you can't see off camera. The chair is in front of a corner where somebody could be pulling a string from behind that wall. The table is only pulled towards an area of the camera where you can't see. Again, it's never pushed or put the other way then afterwards. Just very, very convenient. The pillows could have been done the same way. Again, a string with somebody in the left of the room. It's always dark enough so that you can't see any of this stuff going on. There's another clip I'm tagged in of There's a Lot. Like, I'm sure there's a light switch you can't see in the frame in this one, and it's her husband probably home pretending like he's not home, just flickering it on and off, and then the wife doing some, in my opinion, bad acting. Anyway, in the other videos, like specifically the one where she's fighting with her husband, it just seems very, very fake. It feels like she's acting. It feels very set up. So I'm calling BS on their whole account.
Baby, come home from work now!
Okay, here's another one from the account Bonehead. If you recall, that is an account that reposts other creepy videos. This one's so creepy. I love it. Another good one for Halloween. Now, if her roommate is a sleepwalker, I'm sure most of you have seen those videos by Selena Spooky Boo and how she actually has a sleepwalking disorder and sometimes will induce it on purpose to make funny videos because she does sleep. Like, I actually do believe that this person could be sleepwalking because it does look very similar to Selena Spooky Boo's videos, like walking around randomly and then just kind of stopping and staring or pulling random things out. It's very weird. Sleepwalking is so fascinating to me. This one definitely creeped me out. Even if the roommate is actually sleepwalking, like, I do think that the other stuff, the like paranormal stuff in the video, is most likely fake and that this video was made just for a fun scare. But again, I don't really care on this one. I very much enjoyed this one. I was very thoroughly creeped out, which is all I'm looking for in a good TikTok video. But also, can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night to your roommate standing over you and they are unconscious? Like, can you imagine? Anybody, but also like especially your roommate, but I guess anybody, that would be creepy. With somebody just like you wake up suddenly and they're just standing over your bed staring at you. The picture fell off the wall. Very creepy. Okay, so we're gonna do a few bonus rounds here. We've gone over our 10, but I'm going to I want to watch this one with you because somebody tagged me in it and it's so good and such a good example and very validating to the videos that I make.
Guys, Aaron and I were watching a Ghost Files episode of Watcher. And they're going to the Magnolia House in Seguin, Texas, and we were like, oh, that's really cute. We were there last year for my birthday with his parents. Let's watch it. This girl comes out with footage.
Noticed a figure walking past one of the windows. And at that moment, I pulled my phone out, and that's when you see the head popping out of the curtain.
Again, watch. That's me! That's me in my white hoodie, and they circled me. The Magnolia sign under the window. This is us in front of the sign. This is literally me during the daytime exploring in my white hoodie. Here I am again that night with my white hoodie. And this is the other POV of that girl's video.
Did you hear?
Like this right the glass so fast and then get away.
Oh my God. So next time you think you see a ghost, it's probably just me.
This might be one of my favorite videos of all time. I love this so much. This just reiterates that if something weird happens to you, if you see something weird, it's quite possible that there is a reasonable explanation, and it doesn't mean it's ghosts. It means there's a reasonable explanation that is very unlikely, but not as unlikely as ghosts like this, if that makes sense. I absolutely love that that was just a person. However, it's like an open hotel from my understanding. Like, this is an open place where people are allowed to go to. So the person on the street that took a video, it didn't occur to them that there might be somebody in there in the window, but I mean, I'm sure they just wanted to be on TV and be included in the show, and I love it so much. This is so cute that she even had another POV of that exact same thing happening. Okay, I love it. Okay, and one last one, since we watched some really creepy videos today, I just have a couple palette cleansers for you guys from other people tagging me in the funny ones, the adorable ghost videos. So here's a couple of those just to, again, like I said, cleanse your palette, get the creepy stuff out of your head.
If ghosts aren't real, explain this.
If ghosts are not real, then how do you explain this? If ghosts are not real, then how do you explain this?
If ghosts aren't real, then explain this.
All right, guys, that is going to be it for our TikTok video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video to help the channel. Don't forget our sponsor, Beam Dream Powder. It's fantastic, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much to all of our patrons on the screen right now, with a special shout out to our top tiers: Colin Holmes, The Deck of Cards, Michelle Valdovinos, Tom L, Little Kittle Cat, Mitchell Schaefer Meyer, Mike, Alice Paul, Brittany Phillips, Momo Neon, Marina 144, Sage K, Elderly Hipster, The Puppy Hag, Rebecca Jackson, Toby, Carter, Kawakan Anime and Gaming Convention, Sarah the Crazy Fish Lady, Maxie, Ellison Luna, Tiny Mighty Bookworm, A Bunny Apparently, Leon Vanek, Elliot Fink, I'm in Your Walls, Hapromania, Cyberdog Investigations LLC, Vicky Cat, Amy B, Tickirch, Dead Without the E, Ball, Olivezilla, Chara, MH Dave, Ami, Lindsay R, Miss T, Lou Raccoon, Shanna R, El Magnificoco, Victor Schmiel, Laura Winter, Lilith, Dana, Ashes, Arctic Ghost, Goshzilla, Gabriella L, Aria Anomaly, Ghosty Girl, and Mel Miller.